Welcome to Raaonline. Today's class is Anterior Compartment and Dorsum of Foot. So at the end of this class, teaching session on the anterior compartment of leg and dorsum of foot, all the first year MBBS students must be able to enumerate the superficial veins of the anterior compartment of the leg, to describe the cutaneous innervation of the front of leg and dorsum of the foot, to describe the deep fascia of the leg and its modification in leg and dorsum of the foot, and to describe the muscles of front of leg, dorsum of foot under following heading, that is origin, insertion, nerve supply and its action. Finally, the neurovascular structure of front of leg and dorsum of foot. First, let's see the anterior compartment of leg. The compartments of the leg, it is divided into compartments: anterior compartment, posterior compartment and lateral compartment of leg. So, they are compartmentalized by the interosseous membrane and the intermuscular septums. So, this intermuscular septum are derived from deep fascia of the leg. So, let's see in the diagram. So, first is the skin. The yellow color area represents the superficial fascia of the leg. The blue color line represents the deep fascia of leg. So, from the deep fascias, there are two extension. The number one is an extension from the deep fascia to the anterior border of the fibula. This is the fibula bone, cross section of the fibula bone. So, this extension is the anterior intermuscular septum of leg. So, the next extension which is coming from lateral aspect. So, this is the second extension, that is number 2 represented. They extend from deep fascia and it gets attached to posterior border of the fibula. So, number 2 represents the posterior intermuscular septum. So, these two intermuscular septum along with interosseous membrane divide the leg into anterior, posterior and lateral compartment. So, first let's see how the anterior and the posterior compartment is divided. The two bones, tibia, fibula with interosseous membrane divides the leg into anterior compartment and posterior compartment. Then this anterior intermuscular septum separates the lateral compartment. L represents lateral compartment. So, it separates the lateral compartment from anterior compartment of the leg. The posterior intermuscular septum, which is represented as number 2, subdivides or separates the lateral compartment from posterior compartment. Again, this posterior compartment is subdivided into superficial. SP represents superficial posterior compartment. DP is deep posterior compartment. So, they again subdivided by another fascia which is also an extension from deep fascia, represented as number 4, that is transverse intermuscular septum. So, this transverse intermuscular septum subdivide the posterior compartment into superficial posterior compartment and deep posterior compartment of leg. So, finally, there are 3 compartments in the leg. They are anterior compartment, lateral compartment and posterior compartment of leg. Now, we will confine to anterior compartment of leg. So, this is the cross section. This is the cross section of leg. So, this is which side? This is the left side leg. Okay. So, this anterior compartment of leg, the other name for anterior compartment is dorsiflexor, because these muscle causes dorsiflexion of the foot. So it is called dorsiflexor compartment, and it is also called extensor compartment. It causes extension of the foot. So it is also called as extensor compartment of the leg. The anterior tibiofibular compartment, since the structures are lying anterior to the interosseous membrane. So this is anterior, this is posterior, this is lateral and medial. So they lie anterior to this interosseous membrane. So this compartment is otherwise called as anterior tibiofibular compartment, that is lying anterior to fibula and tibia. So it is called as anterior tibiofibular compartment. So where it is located? Already described, it lies anterior to interosseous membrane, and then it lies between. Medially it is bounded by, this is tibia bone. Medially it is bounded by extensor surface of the tibia. So this is extensor surface of the tibia. Laterally it is bounded by what septum? This is what septum? Anterior intermuscular septum. Anteriorly it is bounded by deep fascia of the leg.